And we're live. Hope everybody's doing good this evening. And there's just a lot of talk about this whole TPM module, secure boot, um, BitLocker, all the Microsoft account stuff, everything that Microsoft is pushing on everybody. Microsoft is pushing on everybody with Windows 11. But you don't have to have it pushed on you. It's really, really, really easy way around all of it. Really easy. Really easy. I'm going to show you in this live show tonight. First thing you got to do is just get on your Windows machine. It can be your current Windows 10 machine. And you can download the ISO image from Microsoft for Windows 11. It's a really, really, really simple thing to do. Really simple thing to do. And then you're going to create that ISO image onto a flash drive. And you just go here. Microsoft, straight from Microsoft. We're not getting any, I'm not showing you how to hack anything or do anything illegal as far as getting a free version of Windows. This is specifically so that you can install Windows on older machines and get around the requirements. Now you're going to have a little bit less security, but in my opinion, the average home user does not need all that security. There is absolutely no need for the average person to need a TPM module in their home, a secure boot, the BitLocker security, which actually makes it a pain in the butt if you take your computer to a technician and you want to get files recovered off your computer. Because I've had to deal with that with multiple clients. And then the Microsoft account thing. A lot of people don't want to have to deal with having a Microsoft account. They just want a local account on their machine and just use the machine without any problems. So I recently saw some videos talking about this, and they didn't really cover how to get around these things. A few people have talked about this on YouTube, but more and more people are going to Linux, which is an option if you want to. But on a lot of this older hardware, you might have a whole bunch of programs already pre-set up in your Windows 10 that you're happy with the Windows 10 with all of your stuff installed on it, and you don't want to lose your stuff. And that's what I'm here to tell you. This will not only let you install on 12, 13, 14-year-old PCs Windows 11, but doing this will allow you to actually upgrade your current Windows 10 machine that's not supported to Windows 11, because I've done it multiple times, and it's actually really, really cool. So first you go to Microsoft and you get the ISO. You just go to download Windows 11 on Microsoft. Really easy. Just go down here. You can, just download the ISO image, select the download Windows 11 Multi Edition, and download now. And it'll download the ISO. You'll end up with an ISO image. I generally label the images with the date that I downloaded them, so I know how new the image is. Once you've actually downloaded the ISO image and you've saved it wherever you want to save it, on your computer, your desktop, or have it go into downloads or wherever you want it to go, you get this tool, Rufus. And I want you to see this. Remove requirement for 4 gig RAM, secure boot, and TPM. Remove requirement for online Microsoft account and disable data collection. Also, it skips the privacy questions. So Rufus lets you skip the privacy questions. And it also will let you set a local account. So you can actually already have it just automatically log in under a local account as during the install process, and it never asks you the privacy questions. It never goes through any of those things. You just have to go and create your USB drive, okay, with that tool. So this tool's free. All of this is free. Just download Rufus, and you can do the very newest version of Windows 11 like this. I just did it yesterday, just to make sure. On a 13-year-old old Xeon computer with no TPM module, none of these new requirements at all. It was absolutely amazing to be able to do that. So everybody who's worried about upgrading and they have an older PC, this is the way around it. We're going to do it right now too, by the way. We're going to do it on this live stream. I'm not going to do the full install, but I'm going to start the upgrade process on this particular computer I'm on right now. Not going to go through it, but I'm going to show you how it goes. Let's go ahead and take this USB drive I've got right here. There's my desktop. And I'm going to plug it into my USB, one of my USB ports. A couple of my USB ports are getting a little bit worn, so hopefully I don't have any problem with this. So it's come up, seeing my USB drive. And we're going to go ahead and open Rufus. I should have hard drive tool. Yeah, Rufus. So 4.7. Let's open that up. So here's Rufus. Now, one of the things you need to do when doing Rufus is turn off the protection. So this is one thing I found that ended up causing me some problems. And so I'm on Windows 10 right now, but turn off your real-time protection. So turn off your real-time protection temporarily while you make this drive. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and select the ISO image. So I'm going to go to my server. Let's see here. This PC. And I'm currently not seeing my server online. I wonder. Let me find out if my server is online. And yeah. I should be able to access my server. The drive should be mapped. Advanced IP Scanner is another tool that I talked about in a video that I use. I'm just trying to see why my server isn't coming up. This is a live show, so anything can happen. So let's go ahead and see. I mean, I just connected to it, so it's definitely running. There's the server right there. It wants me to relog into it. So it lost my credentials for some reason, so I have to relog in order to do that. We'll do that later. Let's just go ahead and download the ISO image because the ISO image doesn't take that long to download anyway. Download now. Product. So we're going to choose a product. That's good for you guys to see anyway, because if you want multiple languages, you're going to need to download multiple images. So let's just say you want to download a Spanish version, an English version, Chinese version, whatever language you want. You need to make separate USB drives for each one of the languages. All right, so we're downloading that right now, and it will be downloaded here in about 2 minutes. Yeah, definitely you can run it portable. Yeah, I think I am running it portable right now, as a matter of fact. The one I have on my computer, I think is I think I can run. That's why you saw 3 different versions in the folder that I have there. 619 OTA. Because I have like 3 different. I have the older versions of Rufus on there as well as the new version. But Rufus is a powerful tool. Not only will Rufus allow you to create a Windows ISO image and remove those pesky things from there so you can load Windows 11 on older hardware, but the other thing about Rufus is you can actually make a bootable flash drive of many different things. So there are like the Mac OS or Android OS for x86. If you want to make a bootable flash drive for, you know, any number of different operating system, different distros of Linux, Rufus is the number one way I make all my bootable USB drives for different operating systems, which I have just an absolute pile of different operating systems. This whole little sucker right here is absolutely full of different flash drives. I got another little pouch right here. I got tons of flash drives with tons of operating systems. That's one of the main things I use the flash drives for. I usually buy 10 packs. 32 gig 10 packs are like $30 or something like that. They're stupid cheap. Yeah, you can do the Shift F10, but that Shift F10, darn it, that doesn't do everything that Rufus does. You're much better off just making an ISO image with Rufus and calling it a day. And the reason I say that is you still end up with a bunch of the pesky things. For instance, Rufus is removing the data collection, the privacy questions. It's removing the requirement for the online Microsoft account. It's also allowing you to set a local account right during the boot process, which that Shift F10 that does not do that, all of that. So, and you can do the registry hacks. I mean, that's all a lot more work, and a lot more work, Pike. So this is the easy way to do it. Yeah, but not many people run a virtualized environment. You're talking about a small percentage. Most of these people I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about your average home user with a Windows 10 computer that's being told that they can't upgrade their computer when they sure can. They can take and make this flash drive and they can make it and actually upgrade their existing Windows 10 with all of their existing software on it. So I don't really know. I mean, I do this for a living for the last 30 years, and I have almost zero customers working in a virtualized environment. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody does that. So, yeah. So, I mean, and I'm not saying that using a virtualized environment is a bad thing. If you want to do that, if people want to do containers, if they want to do, all sorts of different things, which I don't recommend to the average novice user or the average user on a daily basis, absolutely, if you're a techie and you want to do that stuff, go right ahead. But your average user, that's gonna be a little thrown off to them. And so I'm trying to give people the easy alternative. Most people are going to understand that, hey, I need to make a USB drive with an operating system on it in order to install it on my computer. This is just an easy tool to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this image. So I just selected the ISO image that I just downloaded. It is 24H2, and we are going to standard Windows installation, etc., etc. And we're going to go ahead and hit start. And right when we hit start, it's going to give us all of these questions. Now I can create a local account. I'm going to make this local account. I'm going to just call it owner. And I'm disabling the data collection and disabling BitLocker automatic device encryption because I don't think the average home user should be using BitLocker. BitLocker can always be turned on if you want it to be. But if you don't know what BitLocker is, it's an encryption that encrypts your hard drive. So if you pull your hard drive out of your existing PC and plug it into another PC, you're not going to be able to read the data. So I've had to actually, like, when a customer has a problem and Windows isn't booting anymore and they've got BitLocker on it, I can't get into the drive to try to fix it manually. I can't run any scans or repairs or do much of anything without turning off BitLocker, which requires a key that you have to log into your Microsoft account online and get that key. Well, their computer is no longer working. And if they don't have their logins for their Microsoft account and it's saved inside their computer, good luck with that. Then they're screwed. They have to basically get a brand new drive. And believe me, I know more than one person that has had to do that. I've had customers bring drives to me, get upset because I can't get their data back because it's got BitLocker encryption on it. And I've had to tell them, sorry, So let's go ahead and get back over to this install. Like I was saying, here's all of the checkmark boxes. I've got the Windows 11 24H2 English ISO, and we're going to go ahead and create this ISO image. So the ISO image is 24H2, and we're going to start right here. And I'm going to change this to owner, and we're going to make this disk. Now, I've checkmarked all of these options here. Can't do that, Pike. Not if it's got BitLocker. BitLocker encrypts it at the drive level. So you're going to, before you can read the drive at all, if you put that, like if you take the drive and put it in into another computer, or a USB adapter to plug into another computer, the very first thing is going to say it's BitLocker encrypted, and it wants the decryption key in order for you to be able to open and look at it at all. So there is yeah, there's not a BitLocker is a pain in the butt. I don't like BitLocker at all. But that's a whole subject for another video. Warning, all data on the USB 32 gig will be destroyed. Hit OK. So this is going to create, this is creating the drive with Rufus right now as we speak. Linux, LOL. Does that mean you don't like Linux, or you do like Linux, Greg? Just curious. Just wanted to know, Greg, what you think of Linux over there. But this is simple. You, as soon as you're done making this drive, you're able to boot your format it in MS-DOS. I don't know. Not sure what you're referring to. I guess you could do what, like a low level format possibly to the drive. That wouldn't be MS-DOS though. But low level formats can also run an SSD too. Yeah, I'm not going to speak about other utilities. I'm just talking about what is official in Microsoft. I know that there's ways to do it. There's things like Hirens that you can that has a lot of tools as well to do different things like that. I've used that to get around the Windows password for clients, and so on and so forth. But there's a slippery slope on some of those things. Just use Linux, no TPM. But then Linux becomes, you know, Linux is a good operating system, but it has its pitfalls as well. There's lots of distros, and depending on the distro you use, you'll have different issues, and depending on the version of Linux you're running. Also, did you know that there's a whole bunch of Linux distros that are in danger of losing where the distros are held online, so they won't be supported as far as being hosted. So they're begging for money for the hosting right now for a whole bunch of the major Linux distros. When you have something that's open source like that, that doesn't have a big support from a major company, those are the type of pitfalls you run into. But there's also downsides to using Windows, right? Windows is Microsoft is being horrible these days. With all of what they're trying to do with these things like the TPM module, which they shouldn't be forcing people. They should just have it as an option where if you want more security, you can turn it on. That's my opinion. I think they're doing it to try to sell more products. They're trying to get people to upgrade to new PCs. And, it is what it is. To each their own when it comes to that. I'm not against Linux. I run Linux. I have Linux on a machine. And I know that I know very well the limitations of Linux compared to Windows, and there's no sugarcoating things either way. There is no perfect operating system, and anybody who thinks there is just naive, you know. But what we're here to talk about is the average home user, not not your high level tech people that I mean, because high level tech people will always find a workaround to anything. The hackers, believe me, I'm one of them. I've been around the block too many years, but there's most people aren't like us. Most people don't have our mindset to be able to figure out the different twists and turns we can take to try to figure out ways to get around these weird issues. Um, this is a simple fix that everybody should be using so that we can get uh, use of our current computers with support under a current operating system. This is doing what Microsoft should have done in the first place. XP was the perfect OS. It was a really good operating system. I don't know about perfect. I mean, XP was 32-bit for God's sake. I mean, if you want to talk perfect, I think Windows 7 is closer to perfect than XP because at least it was 64-bit and supported multiple cores to a much higher level than XP did. They did make a 64-bit version of XP, but it wasn't nearly as well used as regular XP was. XP was a good operating system. It was actually the best of the 32-bit operating systems, and I do have a big classic retro tower running the best hardware you could have possibly ever gotten for Windows XP that I'm going to be doing a video on showing you guys in depth each individual part. So if you're interested in my retro build, definitely subscribe to the channel for that because that's going to be some excellent information. The video card, the motherboard, the Asus motherboard that's in it, all the audio card, SCSI hard drives, full tower case with DVD burners. I mean, this is one heck of a machine. You guys are going to absolutely love to see that machine. So, um, yeah, definitely. I mean, using as long as the community gives us tools like this, like Rufus, to use to make the images, this is the way to go. Don't use Microsoft's tool to make the image because it's garbage. It's not going to do anything that Rufus does. Besides the fact that Rufus does way more. Yeah, well, Windows 7 had that too. Windows 7 had the Media Center. Windows 7 Ultimate Edition was absolutely a. I used that version of Windows 7 for a long time, even a long time into Windows 10 being around. Windows 7 came with BitLocker. Yeah, but they didn't force it on you. If it did, I don't even remember. I never used BitLocker on Windows. I haven't used BitLocker on any of my own computers, so I I believe you that it did. I don't remember ever having to use BitLocker on Windows 7. I don't remember ever having one single client that ever had it turned on. So just interesting with the way with the way things are going right now, right? Um, the computer industry. It's almost like Microsoft. They've had a poor adoption rate for Windows 11. Windows 11's adoption rate has been horrendously terrible. So that being said, why would they impose so many terrible restrictions, making the adoption rate terrible? It's their own fault the adoption rate is terrible for Windows 11 because they've caused it to be terrible because they made it so people can't adopt Windows 11, period, with these arbitrary things that they've done. So, This is why people need to know about these simple workarounds so that they can upgrade their machine, because October is the date, is the month. We're coming up on it very quickly. And the support's going to end for your standard Windows. There's still going to be Windows 10 versions that are the LTSC versions. Those versions are going to continue to have security updates, and you can purchase, I guess, extended security updates for Windows 10 if you want to stay on Windows 10 for a year or 2 years more down the line. Windows 10 will still be around for, don't get me wrong, Windows 10's still going to function fine for several more years down the line. So I'm not telling everybody, hey, you got to do this, but this is something that's definitely an option for you, so you can continue to get your security updates and get and keep your computer up to date with the new features too. We all want the AI features, right? Don't we want them AI features? That's a little sarcastic, a little bit sarcastic there. The AI features tend to be in the way more than they help me. I do like using AI for a lot of things, but I don't want it in my day to day just using Windows. Uh, just using my operating system. So that's one place I do not want it. I'm fine with it being used to do frame generation and to help with to help with upscaling of videos and make them look better, and to using AI to generate thumbnail art for my YouTube channel. But in my day-to-day usage on my PC, I don't really need AI embedding itself into everything. Oh yeah, you still will. And those are running LTSC. Those, the kiosks and the cash registers and stuff, those are not running your standard OEM Windows 10. Those are running LTSC, and LTSC could be till 2029 on a lot of those machines. I believe was the year that I saw. If they're running the 2019, I want to say the 20, if they're running Windows 10 2019, I think that goes till, I want to say 2029, I think. You didn't like Clippy? Oh, come on. Clippy was great, man. A little clip guy sitting there at the corner telling you, helping you out with all your little problems in Microsoft Office. Man, I'll tell you. It's crazy the stuff we've gone through all these years with Windows. And you're always going to have your fanboys out there. You're always going to have your fanboys. Me, see, I use a little bit of everything, but for my daily driver, I use a Windows machine because it runs things that just you can't do in Linux, unfortunately. And I'm not going to go over all those things. Those are well documented. I mean, there's lots of games that don't play. There's, Adobe, just for a couple of major things right there. I can't run my NVIDIA video cards well because the driver support is lousy on Linux. So I would need to run AMD video cards. So, there's a lot of things. Yeah, Windows 10 LTSC, if I load Windows 10 up for anybody, and you can get the numbers. There's plenty of places online to get the numbers for the LTSC version of Windows. Okay, so I've made this flash drive is done. That's it. That's all you got to do to make this flash drive. It's literally a couple of clicks and you're done after you've downloaded the ISO image. Let's go in here and let's open up my, oh, hey, my server came back up. There we go. There's all my drives from my NAS. I had the ISO image in here already. That's where I was going to get it. Let's see. So here is the drive, and here is setup. So what you want to do is you want to go in here to setup. And this is running, this computer right now is running Windows 10. And it says, change out, and I don't have a TPM module on this. This computer is just before having a TPM module. This particular machine is a Ryzen 3700X 8-core processor and 32 gig of RAM. So you can see right here, I'm just running an RTX 3060 12 gig card in here. This is just my basic little YouTube machine that I had set up for myself. So what we'll do is change how setup downloads updates. Okay, this is one thing you have to do right off the bat and tell it not right now. And you hit next. And it's going to get a few things ready. It's going to check your PC. And applicable notice, etc., and you have to accept this license agreement and making sure your PC has enough space. Yeah, no, there's no TPM module on the motherboard at all. So I know for a fact this motherboard has no TPM module. A BIOS update will not fix the TPM module. I would physically have to order and buy a TPM module that would plug into the motherboard if the motherboard even has the header for it. So this says install Windows 11 Pro, keep personal files. If I were to click install right now, it would shut us all down off of this live stream and it would start installing and it would upgrade this whole computer with all the software on it to Windows 11, and I could keep all my software and everything. So this same flash drive I'm using right now, I can also plug it directly into a USB drive, boot from it, and install Windows 11 fresh. I'm going to quit because I don't want to install Windows 11 at this time because we are on a live stream. So does this help you guys out when it comes to making your your computer upgraded to Windows 11? If it does, leave a like and comment down below how it helps you out. Really simple to make a flash drive that will run Windows 11 and upgrade your computer. Oh, that's interesting. It created a UEFI based TPM with no hardware chip. I have not done that before, so that's news to me. I'll have to check on that and see. This is a Pro Carbon motherboard, MSI Pro Carbon that's in this particular PC, running the 3700 Ryzen processor that's in this. I'm running a 12th gen 2700 on my gaming PC. It's a little newer, more up to date, but I do my other machine is a 8-core 16-thread Ryzen. That's a 12-year-old computer. That's still a very, very good computer. So I wanted to upgrade that computer to Windows 11, and I just recently upgraded it to Windows 11 because it's my workhorse machine. I use it for scanning drives for clients, backing up files for clients, etc., etc. It's getting a little old and a little long in the tooth, but it's still got enough power to still get me by for a couple of more years. Yeah, I'll definitely check on that because I have not upgraded the BIOS on this since I got the motherboard. Haven't had any need to. I don't really arbitrarily update my BIOS unless I absolutely have to. So at any rate, does anybody else have any more questions for me on what I just showed you with Rufus? Hopefully this helps some people out. I think more people need to be aware of this for going forward in the future. And, you know, hopefully it'll help some people out in that area. That being said, I have a lot of machines I need to update. My server is currently running Windows 10 Professional. That is not going to run Windows 11. That is going to be upgraded to Server 2024 or something like that. That's going to be upgraded to a Windows Server OS when I upgrade it next. And I'm not going to run the regular Windows OS because when Windows likes to do its updates, it wants to restart the server, which causes some of my server operations not to be functioning until I relog in. Well, um, that being said, Pike, considering what the workaround that I've just done, I think that straightens out any issues I would have with a TPM module in the future anyway. With this particular machine, I would obviously anything new I buy is going to already be TPM ready, and there is a new TPM new version of the TPM that's going to be coming out as well. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I might have to go with the LTSC or server 2021, 20. I can't remember what version it was. I do have server 2019. I could run server 2019. I'm not sure how long I get updates for that. I think that's up within a few years as well. So I'll be looking into it. But my other computer, I might upgrade it. Also, it's an 8th gen Dell Intel small form factor that is running my that's running my NAS as well as my Plex, my Jellyfin server, my FTPM, my HTTP server, all on that machine running Windows 10 Professional. So that being said, I'll figure that one out when I get to it. That machine will be, considering I don't actually do anything on that machine, it just sits there as a server. It'll probably get upgraded last, and I'll definitely be buying another hard drive to load that machine fresh. But you can get server licenses very reasonable as well. A lot of people don't realize that. You just go to g2a.com, you go to Penguin, you go to any of these CD key websites that are out there, and you can get key numbers for the Windows operating system, even LTSC or server. So if you do want to purchase a number for one of those versions of Windows for your own use or experimentation, you can find them available there, and that makes you know good value for your money um, when it comes down to it. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Rufus workaround will work on server 2025. I have not tried that. I have not even worked with server 2025 as of yet. So that's going to be something I wouldn't mind installing and learning a little bit before I end up with a client that I need to work on it with, because that way I've already kind of gone through the different things in it before I end up in that situation. Let's see, what have we been live about 38 minutes? Oh wow. Cool. Okay. So you have Server 2025 running on a laptop, and it runs so much lighter than Windows Pro, but it refuses to install proper touchpad support. Oh, that's weird. So you have to use a mouse with it, I gather, because the touchpad's not being installed properly. Yeah, things like that can definitely happen. Well, I'm gonna jet out of here. The whole purpose of the video I have covered and shown you guys what to expect. So I showed you where to go to get the ISO. I showed you what to use to make the ISO. I showed you clicking on setup and starting the ISO in Windows 10. And getting started to where you can install your Windows 11 upgrade over your Windows 10. And if you want to install that from scratch, you can plug that directly into a PC. I am going to do separate videos edited down specifically showing what I just showed in this live show as well. So I kind of want to give people multiple instances of this to make sure the word is out there properly for people to know what to do. All right, I'm out of here. You guys all have a great night. See you in the next one.